In May 2026, the Senate confirmed Kevin Warsh as the 17th chairman of the Federal Reserve. His appointment places a private sector veteran at the head of the world's most powerful central bank. He enters office with a stated focus on narrowing the Fed's remit. Markets are now adjusting to a leader whose priorities include price stability and a significant reduction in the Fed's nearly decade-long market footprint. Warsh brings a different academic profile to the role. Unlike his recent predecessors, he holds a Juris Doctor from Harvard Law School rather than a doctorate in economics. His professional background is rooted in the private sector. Over 7 years at Morgan Stanley, he specialized in mergers and acquisitions, structuring capital markets transactions, and equity financing. This experience led to the White House in 2002, where he served on the National Economic Council. He managed domestic finance and banking issues, serving as the administration's liaison to the SEC and the Fed. This career path provides a perspective grounded in corporate finance and capital markets, rather than academic modeling. First appointed to the Fed board in 2006 at age 35, Warsh served as Chairman Ben Bernanke's primary channel to Wall Street during the 2008 financial crisis. He managed the crisis mechanics, negotiating the emergency sale of Bear Stearns and handling the Lehman Brothers bankruptcy. The ledger expanded as he orchestrated the $85 billion AIG bailout and the conversion of Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley to stabilize the system. These actions provided him with a first-hand view of systemic risk and the consequences of emergency interventions. Despite his role in the bailouts, Warsh grew skeptical of the Fed's post-crisis trajectory. He began to publicly critique the continued use of large-scale asset purchases. His philosophy centers on a narrow mandate. He argues the Fed should act strictly as a liquidity provider during panics, not as a permanent allocator of capital. Citing concerns over persistent monetary stimulus, Warsh resigned his seat on the Board of Governors in early 2011, 7 years before his term was set to expire. This history of principled resignation suggests his leadership will prioritize a return to core central banking functions over further expansion of the Fed's balance sheet. Warsh takes office as global geopolitical tensions, complex energy price shifts, and ongoing supply chain disruptions create persistent inflationary pressures. To address these challenges, he has advocated for a significant reduction in the Fed's balance sheet, specifically by unwinding mortgage-backed securities to shrink the bank's market footprint. This pivot toward balance sheet normalization and a narrower remit requires that markets once again align with economic fundamentals.